Hello children, how are you doing? I'm sure you're revising all the grammar topics and tell me, are you applying them in your writing? Yes? Keep on doing that, okay? Children, today we will start with a very important topic, that is articles, which I'm sure you have been using for quite some time now. So, I want you to think about what are the three articles. Name the indefinite articles, think about the definite articles and try to put them in sentences. So here we begin the topic articles. Unit 7. I hope you could do that. Now let's delve deeper into it. Articles are actually demonstrative adjectives that are placed before nouns to determine or point them out in a specific or general sense. The words a, an and the are called articles. So this is another way of looking at it, that these are demonstrative adjectives which we can remember, and these are the three articles. The articles a, an and the are categorized as under indefinite articles and definite articles. Let's see which two fall under indefinite articles. Yes, these two articles a and an fall under the category indefinite articles. Let's look at their usage one by one. Use of a, or as we read a. A is used before singular nouns starting with a consonant. Letters excluding A, E, I, O, U sound. For example, a student was suspended from school. A cat is fond of milk. A film entertains us a great deal. A pen is all that you need to write. I found a 1 rupee note on the way home. Students join a university for higher education. Have you observed that the nouns in sentences 5 and 6 begin with a vowel and still take the article a before them? And also in the rest of the sentences, a is denoting one thing, a student, a cat, one cat. Let's read further. Now we come to use of an. An is used to indicate singular nouns starting with the vowel A, E, I, O, U sound. Focus on not just the letter but the sound mainly, the sound of these vowels closely related to the usage of this article. For example, an owl wanted to become the king of the jungle. Now, an is the article here and owl is the noun. So, owl is beginning with O, that is the vowel sound. So, children, focus on the vowel sound rather than the letter. Similarly, an egg especially decorated at Easter is called an Easter egg. The machine has an arm to lift different objects. You will get just an hour to solve this puzzle. This case will be investigated by an inspector. Alfred is an honest friend of mine. Children, here I want you to pay attention to the words written after an. Are they beginning with a vowel sound? Think about it. So here we have arm beginning with a vowel sound. Then we have hour, although it is H, but it is beginning with a vowel sound. Similarly, inspector, a vowel sound, and honest, again a vowel sound. The noun in sentence 4 and the adjective before the noun in sentence 6 begin with the consonant H. Yet, they take the article N. As we discussed because it is the sound that we are focusing upon. Vowels E as in European or Eve and U as in Union take a before them since they give out a consonant sound U. So here we will not go by the letter E, that E is a vowel, it will give a vowel sound. No, that's not the case. When the vowel O gives the sound wa as in one, it takes a before it. Abbreviations which start with a consonant letter but a vowel sound, for example, MBA, FRCC, LLM, NDA, SPCA, etc., take the article an before them, as in an NDA coaches or an SPCA. So always focus on the vowel sound no matter what the letter is. Practice this rule, this concept through the given exercise here. Now we move on to the definite article, that is the. Only the. Now sometimes before uncountable nouns used in a particularized sense. This is the usage of the. For example, the midday meal served in some schools is quite wholesome. The water of the Ganges is believed to cure many diseases. The strength of the boxer who is the winner of the match is amazing. Here, the is used before an uncountable noun such as water. Second case could be before the names of historical buildings. So this is pretty easy to remember provided we know and identify those historical buildings. For example, the Taj Mahal gives the message of love for all. So Taj Mahal is the historical building. Hence, we will use the before it. So keep this point in mind whenever we are writing about historical buildings. Another example, whenever I visit Jaipur, I go to see not Hawa Mahal, the Hawa Mahal situated there. The Qutub Minar towers over all the other structures in Delhi. Another usage is we use the before the names of newspapers. For example, my father reads the Times of India daily. The Hindustan Times is an English newspaper. Hindi loving people like to read the Navbharat Times. So if you are writing something like this or identifying, mark the name of the newspaper. As in here, Times of India, and then you can identify. The is also used before important days. For example, India became independent on the 15th of August 1947. Isn't that a very, very important day? Yes. Our constitution came into force on the 26th of January 1950. And Harriet will return on the eve of Christmas. So it could be something historic, very, very important on a national level, or something little non-specific. Also, the is used before the names of trains. For example, the Rajdhani Express connects New Delhi to many state capitals. The Chetak Express runs between New Delhi and Udaipur. We travel to Mumbai by the Shatabdi Express. If you try to pull out the from here, such sentences, try to figure out and try to read them, how different do they sound. So we will stick to this rule. And last but not the least, the is used before the names of holy books. related to different religions. For example, the Gita teaches us to do our duty without thinking of the result. The Quran guides us to follow the right path. The Vedas describe the 4 ashrams in the life of an individual. So let's identify the names of the holy books here or scriptures here. Gita, the Quran and the Vedas. We can also use the before the unique nouns such as sun, earth, sky, etc. as they are just one of their kind. For example, the earth is a planet. The moon is a satellite of the earth. The equator divides the earth into 2 equal halves. Also, children, we use the when a common noun represents the whole class. For example, the lion is a ferocious carnivore. So, the lion is representing the entire category, class or category. Similarly, the Rajputs showed great valor in the battlefield. So, the Rajputs are representing the entire class, the entire community. Hence, we use the before Rajputs. Similarly, the peacock is a beautiful bird. Next, we use the before the superlative degree. For example, Mukesh is the tallest student of the class. Here, we are going to use the before superlative. February is the shortest month of the year. This minister is the ablest of all. Can you tell me what are the superlative degree examples in these sentences? Try. Yes. These are shortest and ablest. We can also use the before a noun which we want to particularize, to specify. As in, the man you saw at my house is my uncle. We are trying to specify the man which somebody saw at my place. So, we are trying to focus on that particular person. Hence, the man. Similarly, the place where a large number of books are kept for reading is a library. So, what are we trying to particularize, children? That particular place. So, we will highlight it by using the. Similarly, the dog which guards a house is a trained Alsatian. Here we are pinpointing to that particular dog only. Hence, we use the prior to dog. Another usage is before the comparative degree when it is treated as the superlative degree. Although it is comparative, but the treatment is of superlative. This is interesting. How? Let's find out. This knife is the sharper of the two. Here the comparison is between two, but we are trying to show that it's kind of supremacy, as in superlative. That dog was the more dangerous of the two. So, here, this is the way we will use it. Of yellow and red, yellow is the brighter color. Another way of usage of the is before ordinal numbers. For example, my sister is always the first to reach her school. So, what is the ordinal number here? Yes, you're right. First. First. The first. Similarly, the woman boarded the last compartment of the train. The second Saturday of every month is a holiday in schools. Another interesting way to use the is before the names of the battles and wars. For example, atomic bombs were dropped on the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki during the Second World War. So we are again trying to specify and highlight it. The Kauravas were defeated in the war of the Mahabharata. Maharana Pratap led his army against the Mughals in the Battle of Haldighati. So here, the is placed before the names of the battles or wars. Another way where we will use the is before the names of oceans, seas, rivers, mountain ranges and group of islands, etc. Everywhere this rule is applicable. We place the before their names. So in the following examples, let's identify the names of oceans, seas and rivers and so on. Let's read. The Indian Ocean is named after a country, India. There are many snow-capped mountains in the Himalayas. The Yamuna flows by Delhi, Agra and some other important cities and towns. So which were the words of oceans, rivers or mountain ranges? Try. I'm sure you must have written it by now. First, Indian Ocean, then Himalayas and then Yamuna, the river Yamuna. Now we will study about omission of articles. Children, ये बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक है और इम्पोर्टेंट भी, क्योंकि हम ये तो सीख लेते हैं कि आर्टिकल्स कैसे यूज़ करने हैं, कहाँ कहाँ, किस सिचुएशन में. कुछ सिचुएशन ऐसी हैं जहाँ हमें आर्टिकल नहीं यूज़ करने हैं, कोई भी आर्टिकल्स नहीं यूज़ करना है. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड omission, means deletion, to delete. So omission of articles. Now, following are the conditions when no article is needed, and it is also called the no article. Instead of just saying omission, fourth category after a and the is called no article. First condition, before proper nouns. For example, Madhuri Dixit is a beautiful actress. Now what is the proper noun here? Of course, Madhuri Dixit, as it's the name of a particular person. So, अगर आप लिखते हैं the Madhuri Dixit, then it's wrong. No article is required. Oh, Madhuri Dixit, wrong. And no way. So we will not use any article here. Similarly, our constitution came into force on the 26th of January 1950. Here the proper noun is constitution, our constitution. Harriet will return on the eve of Christmas. In case of proper nouns, we will not use articles. The second category, before the names of material nouns used in a general sense. For example, water is the basis of life on the earth. Now this is a material noun, water, but we will not say the water. Chapatis are made of wheat flour. Smoking is injurious to health. The third category, where omission is required, is before the names of abstract nouns and in a general sense. So, abstract nouns but general sense. For example, we all praise honesty and humility. What are the abstract nouns here? Something that is not tangible. Yes, you're right. Honesty and humility. Now, we don't need to use any articles before these two words because these are abstract nouns. Similarly, independence is our birthright. Intelligence is the key to all problems. So, you must remember these rules. Few more to go. Before the names of languages and games, omission is required. For example, Hindi is our official language, but it is not spoken in a few states of India. Since Hindi is the language mentioned in the sentence, we will not require any article. Most of our Upanishads are written in Sanskrit. So what is the language here? Sanskrit. We will not use any article before it. Similarly, Sania Mirza is a famous player of tennis. Tennis is a game here. If you write a tennis, the tennis, and tennis, all incorrect. The fifth category, before the names of diseases. For example, India has succeeded in eradicating the dreaded disease of polio. My sister is suffering from cold and fever. Mosquito bite can cause malaria. So in these sentences, before these diseases, polio, fever, malaria, none of the articles are required. Another category, before the names of colors and flowers in general, not in particular. So we will not require any article. For example, white is my favorite color. Rose has a sweet fragrance. Your hair has turned grey. So if you apply this rule here correctly, your sentence is grammatically correct. We have another rule. Before a common noun in a wide or eternal context. Let's see how. Man is mortal. Mortal is the one whose life gets ended one fine day. So man here is not just any particular man, but man as in category or in an eternal context, in a wide context. So the man is mortal is wrong. Yeah. Similarly, child is the father of man, and winter signals the arrival of spring. Another interesting condition is when before the names of gods, goddesses and nature. We will not require any articles. Like, God created the universe in 6 days and rested on the 7th day according to the Bible. Nature selects the fittest species that adapt to change and survive. Goddess Durga is worshipped as the goddess of power. I'm sure you have observed how before the names of gods and goddesses in nature, none of the articles are used here. So for the general word God also and specific goddess Durga also, none of the articles are required before them. Let's note down one very important point, that there are many more conditions wherein articles a and the are either used or omitted. Those conditions will be discussed in higher grades. For now, do revise all these rules, these conditions, apply them and try to write grammatically correct sentences. For this, you must attempt the practice exercises in your book.